Where are the best places to invest in the Pocono Mountains? That's still the #1 question that everyone asks, and the answer has evolved from my last video. I've got updated intel from top producing real estate agents in the area, and the result might surprise you, so let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is Pocono Pines, and in this market, it's seriously undervalued in my opinion right now based on the data that I've been able to analyze. And according to the recent market reports, the median property sale price ranges from around like $475,000 up to $525,000, which I know it sounds high for the area. But here's what makes this area particularly interesting to investors. Based on that market analysis, Pocono Pines is becoming the top destination for investors because of the proximity to all of the popular ski resorts and the outdoor recreational activities that you can do out there. Plus, it's growing in popularity as a vacation destination for families and groups. It has been this way before, but it's actually getting bigger. According to the data that I've been able to find, there are approximately 192 active rentals in the area, with about 72% being entire homes, which suggests that there's still room for quality properties without market oversaturation. Now, I want to be very, very, very conservative with these numbers because I never want to oversell anything to you. According to various investment platforms and property analysis tools, homes in that area can generate anywhere from like $1,300 to $2,400 per month in rental income. Obviously, some of them can be on the higher end and be $3,000 or $3,200, and some can be on the lower end. And it's roughly $345 per night on average. But remember, these are just estimates, okay? And your actual results are going to depend on your property, the amenities that you have, and your management style and the market conditions. And that is really the bulk of how you make your money. The location factor here is key. You're close to Lake Naomi, multiple ski resorts, like I already mentioned. It's perfectly positioned for year-round bookings. So according to all the regulatory research that I could find, the township environment has been relatively stable compared to some of the other areas where they're seeing significant drama and restrictions. What's appealing about Pocono Pines is the variety of property types available and the fact that it's not dealing with the same regulatory headaches that you're seeing in other areas. You got options from the cozy cabins to larger family homes, and the township has maintained relatively stable short-term rental policies, which is huge. But wait until you see what number 4 can offer. There's a massive regulatory change that just happened in March of 2025 that a lot of investors don't even know about yet. And the cash-on-cash return numbers might actually be very intriguing. At number 4, we have Pocono Lake. And according to AirDNA, this market shows some really compelling data that I think you need to know about. Pocono Lake short-term rentals average around 41% occupancy, give or take. And it's around $310 for a nightly stay, which can be around like $2,700 in monthly revenue. Now, these are averages across all properties, okay? So again, everything depends on your specific and unique property. Based on recent market reports, the median list price is between $320,000 and $350,000, with an average price per square foot around $197. This means you're potentially getting better value compared to some of the other markets that I've analyzed. There are currently over 120 investment properties available according to recent listings, and monthly cash-on-cash returns are estimated to be average around 4% according to some different platforms. And what I personally love about Pocono Lakes is the diversification opportunity, right? So you're not just limited to 2 communities, which I mentioned in the previous video last year, which were Arrowhead Lake and Locust Lake Village. So the broader area includes multiple townships, which brings me to the crucial update. Here's the big news that not a lot of investors know about. Tobiana Township, which covers much of Pocono Lake, they actually lifted their cap on STR licenses in March of 2025. And this is huge because it means new opportunities just open up in the area that were previously restricted. But again, you have to do your due diligence before buying a home in Tobiana Township. things can just change on a whim, right? So make sure that you do your due diligence first. You've got proximity to Pocono Raceway, Jack Frost Ski Resort, and various other state parks, which is huge. And then based on tourism data that I've analyzed, the area consistently attracts visitors year-round for hiking, fishing, skiing, motorsport events, and all that good stuff. And so the year-round appeal is crucial for consistent bookings. Now, number 3 is where things get really interesting, because this location wasn't even on my previous list, but according to tourism officials, it's become such a hot destination that the town is actually having discussions about managing the number of visitors. Coming in at number 3 is Jim Thorpe, and this wasn't even on the previous list. Let me show you why this historic town has become a major opportunity. According to AirDNA, Jim Thorpe short-term rentals average around 42% occupancy, which is really good, and approximately $283 for a nightly rate, and can be anywhere from $2,500 to $3,100 in monthly revenue. And the recent market data shows the median home value is around $320,000, which is higher than the county median in Carbon County, which is around like $175. But here's why that premium might actually be worth it. The sales data is pretty impressive. According to recent market reports, average listings are in the single-digit number of days, and we're seeing year-over-year price increase still happening, right? And the housing mix shows about 60% owner-occupied and only 21% rentals, and 13% are actually vacant, which actually suggests that it's a healthy balance without the oversaturation. Jim Thorpe has emerged as what I like to call a legitimate destination market. It's not just a place that people will pass through. We're talking about people calling it the Switzerland of America, right? With the Victorian architecture, the old town historic charm, and real attractions that draw people specifically to this town. So the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway also brings thousands of visitors annually. Plus you got the ASA Packer Mansion, downtown shopping, and it's become renowned for its fall foliage festivals and the marathon that's run there. Like, it's fun. It's a really awesome destination place. Here's the investment angle that I see that really caught my attention. So Jim Thorpe is actually experiencing what tourism officials are calling controlled over-tourism. So according to recent reports, the town is so popular that they're actually having discussions about managing the number of visitors, right? And that's really interesting. So from an investor perspective, that's not necessarily a bad problem to have. It means that the demand is strong and the destination has genuine staying power. A great property here can potentially command premium rates, especially during the peak seasons, and you're investing in a place that has actual genuine tourism infrastructure and marketing behind it. So this isn't just a seasonal lake community, it's a year-round destination with multiple draw factors. And based on my research, Jim Thorpe Borough has a comprehensive short-term rental ordinance that includes specific requirements, but properties that can comply operate very successfully. So new short-term rentals are restricted to certain zoning districts, but existing rentals are grandfathered in. But if Jim Thorpe impressed you, wait until you hear about number 2. Whitehaven takes the number 2 spot, and the investment metrics here are very compelling based on my research. According to AirDNA, Whitehaven short-term rentals average around 39% occupancy with approximately $392 for an average nightly rate and anywhere between $2,200 to $3,300 in monthly revenue. But here is where it gets interesting when you dive deeper into the investment analysis. Based on multiple investment analysis platforms that I was able to research, Whitehaven is showing potential impressive returns. So according to awning.com, estimates suggest around 15% ROI with potential annual revenue around $41,000, right? So 15% is pretty high. Again, this is just an estimate. I would probably estimate a little bit lower just to be very conservative. The average daily rates are reportedly around $241 a night, and occupancy can be upwards of 67%. Now, I want to emphasize, again, these are estimates from different platforms, and your actual results depend on various different factors that I've already mentioned. And here's what makes Whitehaven particularly interesting. The average investment entry point is estimated to be around $208,000, according to some platforms, making it potentially one of the more affordable and accessible markets for newer investors. But don't let that entry price fool you into thinking it's a budget market, because the location appears to be very strategic. The market shows only around 56 active Airbnbs according to recent data, so you're looking at what appears to be a favorable balance between opportunities and competition. And this isn't an oversaturated market yet. You're positioned next to Pocono Raceway, which brings in NASCAR and racing fans multiple times per year. And these are typically higher spending guests who book well in advance. And again, you're also close to Jack Frost for your winter sports enthusiasts, which provides a crucial winter booking season. What really caught my attention about Whitehaven is that according to the market research, it's not overhyped yet, right? So you might still be able to get in at a reasonably priced home, while the fundamentals appear to be strong because of the data. And this could be a similar opportunity to getting into other Pocono markets before they become really widely known. But hold on to your seats for number one. This is the location that completely changed my perspective on where the smart money should be going. Number one on the list is Lake Harmony, and this is a complete game changer from my previous ranking, and the data shows exactly why. According to AirDNA, Lake Harmony is in a league of its own. So short-term rentals here average around 39% occupancy. Obviously, they could be more. But here is the key differentiator: approximately $568 for an average nightly rate. And your monthly revenue can be $4,300 or more, right? So compare that to the other markets that we've discussed, and you can see why it commands the top spot. According to recent data, the median home price is approximately $444,000, which I know is high. And even more impressive, homes are selling in an average of 17 days, give or take, right? So indicating a pretty strong buyer demand and market confidence in that area. And here's what I think makes Lake Harmony the clear winner based on the research. This is a natural glacial lake with legitimate year-round appeal, and you can put motorboats on that lake where almost anywhere else you can, except for Lake Wallenpaupack. And you've got Split Rock Resort. You have a lot to offer there. You have the lakefront bars, lodging, a golf course, indoor water park, and you're positioned really well between Jack Frost and Big Boulder. This area has managed to maintain that balance between accessible and exclusive, right? It's an established destination, and in my opinion, it's probably the most popular place to vacation in the Poconos, right? And they have the infrastructure there, the marketing and the repeat visitors, but it's not too oversaturated with short-term rentals. I might get pushback on that, but it's not according to the data. Before you start making any investment decision based on what I've shared today, let me be crystal clear about several critical points. All the numbers I shared today are estimates based on various platforms like AirDNA, Mashvisor, and Awning, and market reports from sources like Rocket Homes, right, in the MLS. So your actual results are going to vary significantly, and I mean significantly, based on your specific property, the exact location within these markets, the property condition, the amenities, the managing style, the pricing strategy, the market effectiveness, and the current market conditions. Here's the deal: real estate and short-term rental markets can change very rapidly. What's true today might not be true 6 months from now, right? So economic conditions, regulatory changes, competition, all external factors will impact the performance. And each of these areas requires extensive, and I mean this, extensive due diligence regarding the current regulations. You must verify the township regulations, the HOA rules if you're buying in an HOA, and understand these specific community rules you're buying into, okay? This is so stinking important. The Poconos market is extremely hyperlocal. What works in one township might be completely prohibited in the township literally right next door, even within the same community in some instances. So this video is only for educational purposes, right? And it's not financial, it's not legal, and it's not investment advice. You always should consult with a qualified professional. Reach out to an attorney, an accountant, property manager, short-term rental owners, and definitely experienced agents before making any investment decision. If you're seriously considering investing in any of these markets or anywhere in the Poconos, make sure you watch this video that details exactly how to vet a market and a property for short-term rental. And if you need a great agent to help guide you along the way, just click the link in the description and schedule an appointment with me. I'll reach out and I'll make sure that I connect you with the right person.